Okay, sorry about that. I pushed the wrong button. So I left you at working on number 3. You were to distribute the 2 and clean things up. I'll give you a few more seconds to get that done. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I have the 2, well, I distributed and got 2 and then minus 2 cosine squared x minus cosine x minus 2. These are my only like terms, positive 2, negative 2, they end up crossing out. And then negative 2 cosine squared x stays, minus cosine x. These are not like terms. One squared, one is not. But I can take a GCF out. I'm hoping you can see that it's a cosine. And I'm going to go ahead and make it a negative cosine just to get rid of those negatives, or at least that leading negative. So negative cosine x leaves me with positive 2 cosine x. Negative 1 and 2 gives me the negative 2. Cosine and cosine gives me the cosine squared. Plus 1. Negative cosine times positive 1 is negative cosine, and equals 0. I'm going to use the zero product property. Negative cosine x equals 0. Divide both sides by negative 1. Positive cosine x equals 0. I'm going to do this one as well. 2 cosine x plus 1 equals 0. Subtract and divide. I'm hoping you can do that all in one step. Negative 1 over 2. Here, how many places is cosine negative? When you look at your quadrantals, there's a 0, 1, and a 0, negative 1. In both cases, x is negative, which is your x is 0, which is your cosine. So that would be 90 and 270. Here, what is your reference angle? Ignoring the negative. I'm hoping everybody said 60. And cosine is negative in these two quadrants, so quickly find your answers. What is 60 degrees in quadrant 3 and quadrant 2 and quadrant 3? 120 and 240. Alright, this next piece is completely new on the test. And this is what you're going to be doing a lot of in tonight's homework assignment. Alright, it looks like this. Sine 2x equals negative 1/2. Sine 2x equals negative 1/2. Now, since we've been solving, we've had nothing like this before. So I'm going to use theta substitution, which we've done before, maybe once or twice last unit. And I'm just going to rewrite it. The only reason I do this is so that the brain can process. Like I'm assuming all of you can look at this and say, oh, I can handle that. Sine of what angle is negative 1/2? Alright, so you think of your reference angle, again ignoring the negative. When is sine 1/2? Sine of what angle is 1/2? Think about it. Unit circle, hand trick, memory, 30 degrees. Alright, and it is negative. Which two quadrants is sine negative in? 3 and 4. So what is 30 degrees in quadrant 3? And what is 30 degrees in quadrant 4? 210 and 330. Now, so far I've not taken into account the 2x at all. So here is how the 2x works. Imagine this is your 30 degrees. Your reference angle of 30, which is 210. So this is your 210 degrees. The 2x tells you that you're going around twice. So this is your first answer, and then you're going to go around again to get your second answer. Same thing with your 330. here is your first time around, and then the 2x means you're going to go around again. I know that got really messy. But what the 2x tells you is how many times you're going around your unit circle, how many revolutions or how many periods. So 1 time around, 2 times around. All right, so we talked about coterminal angles back in Unit 3. You add 360. Do you remember that? If I'm here at 210 and I want to end up back there going around in the positive direction, I would add 360. To both of them, same thing here. If I was here at 330 and I want to go in the positive direction and end up back at 330, I would add 360 to both of them. So do the work in your head, or you have your calculators in front of you. Right now you're adding 360 to each one. $570 and $690. And this is what 2x equals. Now we have a problem. I'm hoping some of you have caught it, that this is too big. Earlier we said we should only be between 0 and 360, and this is bigger than 360. And the reason is because we haven't adjusted this too. We want x and we have 2x. 2x is theta and we just found theta, so we divide everything by 2, and you will do this every single time. All right, just really quick before you divide, keep in mind this was your first time around. This is your second time around. If that had been a 3x, you would go one more time with a total of 6 answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 2 if that was a 3x. All right, so plug these numbers in your calculator or do them in your head. 105 and 65. 285, and plug it in. 345. All right, now if you were to plug these into your calculators, I know we don't use these, but I just want to show you that it really does work. See if I can get this in screen. All right, whatever reason it is not wanting to come in. Sine okay, there it is. Sine of 2 times, the first angle was 105, close parentheses, equals -1/2 is what we were hoping for, and indeed it's -0.5. Now I'm not going to check them all, but I will try the last one as well. Sine parentheses, sorry, parentheses was already there, 2 times, the last one was 345, sine of 2 times 345, I know there's a glare, I apologize, equals, and again -0.5. So we can see indeed it does work. Okay. Number 5. Cosine 3x equals 1/√2. All right, 3 revolutions for this one because of the 3x. Okay, so I'm going to let theta equal 3x. Cosine theta equals 1/√2. Now this theta business you do not have to do. If you can look at that and know what it means and know how to solve it and get your 3 revolutions around and divide everything by 3, you're good. I just do this just so visually you can see what's going on. All right, so reference angle, sine or cosine in this case of what angle is 1 over root 2, 45. Cosine is positive in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. So 45 degrees, and what is it in the fourth quadrant? Good job, 315. Okay, so this is my first set around. This will be my second set around. And my third set around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If that had been a 4x, I'd add one more set with a total of 8 answers. Got it? Now, there will be some on homework where you won't have 2 sets. You'll only have one, like a quadrantal. So you only have like 270 degrees as your answer. Then you just add 360. So you'd have one answer in your first set, one answer in your second set, and one answer in your third set for a total of 3 answers. Okay, I'm going to have you quickly add 360 to both of these and get that there. Do that now. $405, do the next one. All right, 675, and then do it one more time, adding 360 to these two. 360 plus 405 and 360 plus 675. Do that now. $765 and $1,035. Now again, these numbers are really big, but we have to go through, because this is 3x, we have to divide everything by 3. Now I don't know if anyone had the question earlier and I did not address it, but you even divide your numbers that are smaller than 360. Did everybody hear that? You even divide the numbers that, like these two here. Kids will often say, what about these? They're not bigger. It doesn't matter. You're dividing them all by 3, because what you have here is what 3x equals, not what x equals. So for what we did over here, even these smaller numbers we divided by 2. All of them. All right, so plug those in your calculators and get your answers. And this is what you'll be doing for your assignment today.